Hey family, hope all is well. This journey, right? If you're watching this video, most likely you are on a spiritual journey with God. Um, you are getting to know God on a deeper level. You're strengthening your relationship with Jesus Christ. Um, this walk is a faith walk, and it's about belief. Um, I was in Matthew 17, 19 through 21. Um, and that's when the disciples came to Jesus and they asked him, they said, how come we couldn't cast this demon out, basically? And Jesus said, it is because of your unbelief. And he said, you only have to have faith the size of a mustard seed to be able to tell this mountain to move, right? And I found it interesting that the juxtaposition between how small a mustard seed is and how big a mountain is. You only have to have faith the size of, and I'm paraphrasing, faith the size of a mustard seed to tell this mountain to move. So a lot of the times, right, especially when we're in the world, we think that we gotta do so much. We think that we gotta do so much, right? And we just be doing the most. We just be doing the absolute most, right? To put it in simplest form. We be doing the most in the world, but when we come into Christ and we are starting to strengthen our relationship with God, yes, it takes work. We're not saying that it doesn't take work, but the work looks different. The work looks different. And what I'm getting at is, right, like I said, if you're watching this video, most likely you're on a spiritual journey. And if this applies to you, right, sometimes a lot of the time when you're on this spiritual journey, God reveals to you your purpose and what he wants you to do. And a lot of the time, it doesn't look like the status quo. It doesn't look like the popular thing to do. It doesn't look right. It's the road less traveled. And on this journey, you're going to need a strong belief in yourself and in the Most High. And you'll understand and you'll learn that on your journey of growing closer to the Lord and closer to the Most High God, that you believe in him, but he's also teaching you how to believe in yourself, right? Because he created you. He created you, right? So you can't just, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but you can't just, everything is just God, 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 and you leave as if you're not a person, right? And don't take this the wrong way. Do not take this the wrong way, but what's the quote? If you ever heard that quote, you're so spiritually minded that you're naturally no good, if that's the correct quote, right? You still have to, you can't be so high up in the clouds and just all spiritual 24/7 that you're not living out this natural life, right? Because God sent us down here, right? We were with the Father in heaven before all of this. Our spirits were with the Father in heaven before all of this, but we are using this earthly vessel to fulfill God's purpose. So we still have to move forward in the things of the earth, right? I just kind of went on a tangent, but right, you can't just everything be spiritual and you're not tending to, right, just tending to your responsibilities and things of that sort. But I say all that to say, as you go closer to the Most High, he will teach you how to believe in yourself, because you are this vessel Yes, you have a purpose in the earth that he wants you to fulfill, but he's using you. You are the vessel. So you gotta tend to your garden, so to speak. But I wanted to tell y'all the definition of belief. And it says belief is a mental acceptance. That got me already when I read it. Belief is a mental acceptance. So you have to, whatever you're holding in your mind, you have to accept it. It's a mental acceptance that an idea, statement, or proposition is true. Mental acceptance. The way they worded that, just lights a fire under me. Belief is a mental acceptance that an idea or proposition is true. So you can hold an idea in your mind, right? And you just have to accept it. Like the word accept is grabbing me. Because belief is half the battle, right? God might show you your purpose, right? But if you don't believe in what he's showing you, you're no good. You're no good. So you have to accept what he's showing you about yourself and what he's telling you to do. And it says, belief is a mental acceptance that an idea, statement, or proposition is true. It represents a personal conviction or a strong opinion, and it does not necessarily require absolute proof or scientific evidence to be held by the individual. But I want us to stay on that mental acceptance. Whatever God has shown you about anything, about yourself, about a situation, about whatever, acceptance, mental acceptance. That's half the battle. Accepting what God showed you to be true is half the battle. It's half the battle. And having that mustard seed of faith, right? Like I said, we always think that, right, coming out of the world, we do the most. We feel like we gotta do more to get more, and that's not always the case. That's not always the case. I feel like, at least in this point in my life, that this walk with God is a lot of undoing more than doing. It's a lot of unraveling and undoing more than it is doing. And it still is doing, of course. But at least for this stage of my life, it's undoing a lot of the things. So I just want to drop that message to y'all. Belief is half the battle, and a mustard seed of faith is all you need. For Jesus to tell his disciples that you need a mustard seed of faith to move something as big as a mountain, right, should let you know all you need to know about this faith walk and about this journey with God. All right, so I hope that blessed somebody. I love y'all. Be blessed.